Example 1, let's solve this two-step equation. First, let's understand what's happening to the variable x. X is what we're solving for, x is what's unknown. What we do know is that when we multiply x by 5 and we add 27 to it, the result is 122. So think of solving as the process of sort of undoing what's being done to the variable x. The last thing being done to x is adding 27. So we're going to need to use an inverse operation, and an inverse operation is an operation that undoes what's already being done. So instead of adding 27, subtracting 27 will sort of undo that addition. Now, using the properties of equality, and in this case the subtraction property of equality, I'm always going to do the same thing to both sides. The properties of equality tell me that as long as you do something to one side and you do the same thing to the other side, your equation is still going to be in balance. And that's really important, that your equation stays in balance. Anyway, the 27s will cancel out, and I'll be left with 5x equals 95. Now here I can see that x is being multiplied by 5, so in order to undo that, I have to use the inverse operation of multiplication, which is division, and I'm always going to have to do the same thing to both sides. So I have to use the division property of equality, which states that as long as I divide the same number to both sides, my equation is in balance. The 5s will cancel out, and x is going to be equal to 19. If the division of 95 divided by 5 is a little too tricky to do in your head and you don't have a calculator, you can always use a t-chart and just do the long division on the side, okay? You can do 5 into 95 on the side, and any other calculations that you need, go ahead and do it on the side. So your equation stays nice and clean and you can follow your first step clearly and your second step clearly. And the last thing that you want to check is to make sure your equal signs is in a perfectly straight column. That will help to make your work as organized as possible. Example 2, I'm trying to figure out what p is in this case. I do know that when p is multiplied by -6 and 12 is subtracted, I get 72. So solving is basically the process of sort of unraveling what's being done to the variable p, and we want to go in reverse order. So the last thing being done to p is we're subtracting 12. So I need to begin by adding 12 to both sides. Here I'm using the addition property of equality, doing the same thing to both sides. My 12s will cancel out. On my right side, I'll be left with 84, and on my left side, I'll be left with -6p. Now, I have to do the inverse operation of multiplying by -6. So in this case, I will be dividing by -6. My -6's will cancel out, and p is going to be -14. And if you're not sure how to calculate that in your head, that's totally fine. Just use a t-chart to show your long division of 84 divided by -6. So quick check when you're done. Make sure your equal sign is in a straight column. That's really important as the equations get longer. And it's also helpful to kind of show the canceling out, so all you're left with is p. Example 3, let's begin by getting rid of the +4. We can do that by subtracting 4 from both sides and using the subtraction property of equality. Now I'm left with -2/3 x equals 4. And now x is being multiplied by -2/3. So in order to get rid of the -2/3, I'm going to divide by -2/3, but that's actually the same thing as multiplying by -3/2. Dividing is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm actually going to be using the multiplication property of equality right here in order to get x all by itself. When I multiply -3/2 times -2/3, everything will cancel out, and I'll be left with x on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, I could quickly do 4/1 times -3/2, cross cancel here, and I'll be left with x is equal to -6/1, or x is equal to -6. Okay, again, just do a double check to make sure your equal signs are in a column. and also make sure you're showing each step in the two-step equation solving process.